Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I think we'll just give another minute or so for a few more of our attendees to log in, and then we'll get things started. I see people pouring in. Okay, I think we'll get started. Well, thank you again for joining us for this preview of the Q4 2025 Commercial Property Quarterly, which will officially release via email tomorrow. I'm Rachel Ammon. I'm the Director of Marketing and Communications for King of Prussia District, and I'm moderating our webinar today. To begin, we're going to provide a general overview of King of Prussia District and Upper Merion Township, and then dive into some key findings from the commercial report before taking a deeper look at the retail industry in Upper Merion Township. We'll then close with your questions, which you're welcome to enter in the chat at any time. We'll be monitoring that for the Q&A portion at the end. Just a note that we are also recording this webinar, and as I mentioned, we will upload this to our YouTube channel and then include the link in tomorrow's Commercial Properties Quarterly email. Joining us today are Chi Gould, King of Prussia District's Manager of Research and Data Analytics, Eric Goldstein, President and CEO of King of Prussia District, and we're also happy to welcome several retail industry experts from CBRE and Simon Property Group. From CBRE, we have Adam Kohler, Executive Vice President, and Erica Schiffman, Senior Associate Retail Advisory and Transaction Services. And then to close things out, we have Bob Hart, General Manager of Simon Property Group's King of Prussia Mall. And now I would like to turn things over to Eric Goldstein to get started on information about King of Prussia District, followed by a broad overview of the township's commercial market. Eric?
Thanks, Rachel. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. King of Prussia District is the type of organization known as a business improvement district. We were created in Upper Merion Township back in 2010 in response to a number of serious issues facing commercial properties at the tail end of the Great Recession back in 2007, 2008. On your screen is our formal mission and vision statement, but in a nutshell, we view ourselves as a catalyst for economic development and job growth in Upper Merion Township, PA, with one of our primary objectives to raise property values across the board. Our work is supported by mandatory assessment fees on 431 commercial, industrial, and multifamily properties that fall within the boundary that was just up on the screen a couple of minutes ago. Those fees support our program activities in marketing and communications, transportation, physical improvements, research and data analytics, and land use and zoning. Upper Merion Township is the economic heart of Montgomery County. This community has some extremely impressive numbers when it comes to the size of its overall commercial operations, the number of employees that work here, and the number of visitors the community sees each year. Upper Merion Township is the third largest employment center in the greater Philadelphia region with over 65,000 employees. This places us behind only Center City and University City. Our commercial property inventory, which includes office, industrial, hospitality, retail, medical, and life sciences properties, is more than 28 million square feet. And to put that into a little bit of perspective, if you looked at the downtown central business district in Wilmington, Delaware, that is a total of 19 million square feet. So this is a very sizable commercial market, especially for a suburban location. And since our organization was formed back in 2010, there has been more than $9 billion invested into development projects and real estate transactions in Upper Merion. King of Prussia has also experienced explosive residential growth in the past 10 years. More than 4,000 housing units have been constructed here since 2015, bringing the residential population to approximately 36,000, from less than 29,000 in 2010. And as I mentioned, King of Prussia is also a major center of visitor traffic. With the King of Prussia Mall, the Valley Forge Casino Resort, Valley Forge National Historical Park, Top Golf, and the King of Prussia Town Center, among other destinations, this community sees more than 40 million visitor trips per year, not including employee commuting trips. This chart shows visitation in King of Prussia during the past year, and you can see just how busy this community is compared to other nearby suburban locations. And finally, this slide shows employee trips over the past 5 years. The township now has almost 12 million trips annually, employee trips annually. This speaks to the regional nature of employment in King of Prussia and the accessible nature of this community, being at the confluence of southeastern Pennsylvania's most heavily traveled highways. More than a quarter of all commutes to KOP are from distances over 25 miles, and almost 3/4 are trips over 10 miles. In terms of location, the largest inflow of employment comes from Philadelphia County at 14%. Many of these jobs are in the retail, hospitality, and manufacturing and warehousing industries. So that is the sort of big picture, overall picture of our commercial market here in King of Prussia. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Chi Goul, Manager of Research and Data Analytics for King of Prussia District. And Chi will walk us through the details of our fourth quarter 2025 commercial property statistics. Chi?
Thanks, Eric. Yes. Hi, everyone. As Eric mentioned, my name is Qi Guo, and I'm the Manager of Research and Data Analytics. While Eric gave us the big pictures of King of Prussia, I'd like to dive into the commercial real estate market and walk through some of the key indicators by different commercial category. So today, you will hear the latest Q4 2025 vacancy rates, historical trends, total square footage, and property counts for the office, retail, industrial, flex, medical, and life science. So overall, in the fourth quarter, the holiday season brought the strong visitation to King of Prussia. December marked the highest monthly visitations with 4.1 million total visits, while Black Friday alone generated approximately 270,000 visits in a single day to Upper Merion, demonstrating the King of Prussia's continued strength as the regional retail destination. Entering into 2026, King of Prussia's commercial market also highlights the continued vibrancy and recovery across other sectors. So let's get started with the office market. So two great examples are the First Avenue Corporate Center along with the Freedom Business Centers. So both are well-known office complex in the King of Prussia that offers strong location and amenities. In real estate, offices are often classified into Class A, B, and C, while Class A office refers to those top quality offices in the good locations with plenty of amenities. Class B are those solid office with average design, and Class C are those older office with limited amenities. So break down the office vacancy rate by class. Class A office spaces remain the strongest performance at 13%, compared with Class B at 14.8% and Class C at 14.2%. Overall, the leasable office market records a vacancy rate of 14.3% across 6.5 million square footage and 106 properties. If we including those owner-occupied spaces, the total office market reached around 8 million square footage across 157 properties, with a 13.1 vacancy rate. And by square footage, we can see in the pie chart here, the office in the King of Prussia offers very high quality amenities, with only 4% classified as Class C. Next, we look at the retail property. So two great examples here are KOP Town Center and KOP Mall. Those are two top destinations in this region. You will soon to hear the perspectives from both through our guest speakers today. As for Q4, retail totals 6.1 million square footage across 174 properties, with a vacancy rate of just 2.3%. Historically, vacancy has fluctuated but always keeps below 5%. This reflects how King of Prussia's mix of shopping, dining, and entertainment helps retail remain one of our most stable sectors. King of Prussia stands out as the very large-scale retail market with very low vacancy rate, the highest rents, and the strongest sales volume across among its nearby suburban Peel retail market. So here we compare with the Cherry Hill, New Jersey, Plymouth Meeting, Bluebell, Axton, and Moulton, New Jersey. So King of Prussia has the 6.2 million square footage of the retail inventory. Noted here, we including all the existing retail properties regardless of the size, so making it one of the largest market in the group. Despite its size, the vacancy is just 2.3%, one of the lowest, indicating very strong demand. The demand also translates into the pricing power. So asking rents average $44 per square foot, far exceeding comparable markets. And the sales price lead the group at $222 per square foot. If we look at the Upper Merion visitor activity heat map, we can see that the activity is mainly concentrated in the commercial areas, especially around the King of Prussia Mall and the town center. So looking at this top two destination, in 2025, the King of Prussia Mall welcomed more than 20 million visits, with its peak day on Black Friday attracting over 170,000 visits in a single day. As for the visits by day, Friday and Saturday are the peak days of the week. We now turn to the other major destination in this area, the King of Prussia Town Center. In 2025, it attracted more than 6 million visits. So with its mixed-use environment, it supports a more even distribution of the visits throughout the week. So we can see like the hourly activity patterns show how the visits are concentrated around the lunchtime and dinner time, so reflecting the town center's strong dining and experiential appeal. So according to Placer AI, the King of Prussia retail foot traffic has rebounded to 112% of the pre-pandemic, which is 2019 levels. Among all the category, leisure shows the strongest and fastest recovery, reaching around 160% of its pre-pandemic volume. With the opening of some new entertainment destinations such as Netflix House, King of Prussia is increasingly aligned with the evolving shopping and retail trends. So other categories showing the strong recovery include the spa and beauty and shops and service. Besides some nearby visitors, distant overnight travelers also make a very huge contribution to the King of Prussia retail market. In 2025, King of Prussia attract over 400,000 overnight trips and 800,000 visit nights, generating more than 300 million in the visitor spending. While the long distance visitors coming mainly from the New York, New Jersey, Washington, D.C., and Pittsburgh, underscoring its strengths as the destination retail market. So next we come to the our industrial and flex properties. Industrial properties focus on warehousing and distribution. A great example is the King of Prussia Logistic Hub, a facility leased by Target that support the regional logistics. Flex properties, on the other hand, blend the office and light industrial uses, giving the tenant space that is highly adaptable. One example is the 480 Shoemaker Road. it offering the space suitable for business ranging from distribution to technology firm. Its flexible design makes it ideal choice for the companies that seeking a dynamic and convenient operational base in this area. In Q4, industrial spaces total 7.4 million square footage across 153 properties, with a vacancy rate of just 3.7%. Vacancy also fell nearly zero between 2018 and 2020 and remains very low today, showing the continued strength of logistics and distribution center demand. While we're looking at the flex properties, it totals 2.1 million square footage across 60 properties, with vacancy rate of 15.1%. Historically, vacancy was very low through 2016. It spiked during the pandemic period, but has been rebound significantly in recent days. Next, we look at the medical category. So in commercial real estate, the medical properties are designed for the healthcare providers and outpatient service. Examples in King of Prussia include CHOP and Philadelphia Hand to Shoulder Center. As for the Q4, the medical sectors total around 500,000 square feet across 16 properties, with a vacancy rate of 20%. So if we're looking at the 10-year trend, vacancy dropped sharply after 2018, as the healthcare providers expanded the outpatient facilities and shift more care closer to the communities. Nowadays, the vacancy has climbed again back to around 20%. The life science property provides the some specialized space for the research labs and biotech companies. A standout example is Discovery Lab, a 300-acre campus with over 28 buildings. Another example is GSK's East Campus, which highlights the strong presence of the global pharmaceutical leaders in King of Prussia. The life science sector in King of Prussia includes 2.3 million square footage across 17 properties, with a vacancy rate of 4.4%. According to CBRE's Philadelphia Life Science Figures report from Q2, the King of Prussia Valley Forge submarket leads the region with 2.8 million square footage of life science spaces, representing almost half of the total suburban inventories. And now I would like to welcome our guest speakers who will provide the feature insights into King of Prussia's retail market. We'll begin with Erica Schiffman, Senior Associate, and Adam Kohler, Executive Vice President, both with CBRE, and we will share more about King of Prussia Town Center.
Hello. So here to talk about King of Prussia Town Center, which is a mixed-use development, which is a true live, work, play, open air lifestyle center. We here have everything from 130,000 square foot Wegmans, which is one of the top Wegmans in the state of PA, to restaurants that you don't find anywhere else in Pennsylvania, as Founding Farmers, Paladar, City Works. The whole complex of King of Prussia Town Center, really works well, as it was the first really new mixed-use development that was in the market. It was perfectly positioned from accessibility from the roadways. You have direct access to the Pennsylvania Turnpike, which is I-76. You have Route 202 and 422. King of Prussia Town Center gives the accessibility for not just, let's say, the office population to come and to shop or dine, but also if you are a local that live in the suburban market, you can also access the town center or get to the King of Prussia market just through also some of, we call them the back roads, which is very accessible. And then it makes it as an everyday needs, not just a destination, but also an everyday needs stop. Here you'll see this is our site plan of the King of Prussia Town Center and how it's laid out. The Wegmans takes up a lot of the space there, which is a lovely Wegmans. And everything from Nordstrom Rack, Ulta, REI, and then on our main street, you'll see a lot of service-oriented retailers. You'll from a spa, you have LA Fitness, which is obviously from a fitness component there, from the gym. So you do have a little bit of everything from a service needs. You can have any type of food you would like here at King of Prussia Town Center. And Adam, if you want to chime in on any of the site plans as well, please feel free to do that.
Sure. Just going back to the site plan for a moment, Rachel, you'll see that the one little orange speck, that's currently the only vacancy we have there. Right now, the occupancy level of King of Prussia Town Center is 99.2%. And in the anchors and in the full service restaurants, we've had no turnover in the 10 years that the center has been in existence. So, it's been a very stable environment and opportunity in the township. You can, Rachel, flip a picture here. The next several slides, we think, are one of the reasons that differentiates the town center from most open air centers you'll see. And that is the in-house, it's actually Cashman and Associates is the vendor for the owner, but the owner has a marketing program, which is somewhat unusual, again, for an open air center. And, the next series of photos we're going to look at all are more current going backwards. So we're kind of doing this in reverse order. This past Christmas, we had Winterfest. We've had all of the programs you're going to see for numerous years. Winterfest this year, in literally just one day, had 1,500 attendees. You can switch. Next page, please. Then, a couple months earlier, we had Trick or Treat around the center. Obviously, it's very nice when we're fortunate to have good weather on those days. But that event also had 1,500 attendees comprised of, multi-generational families. Next page. Then in the warmer weather time, we have outdoor fitness. This is a multi-week yoga program you'll see. The pictures we're looking at now were from June. You can switch the page. Then I think this one might have gone a month earlier, a couple of weeks earlier. And, it's nice to bring people in. So then after, they do these workouts, get a bite to eat, get a drink, you have that many more people in the center. You can switch the page. And then in addition to the fitness outdoor, we have a multi-week music program at the town square. And literally, I don't know how they decide who they're going to do every year. So if we have like 5 or 6 weeks of this, there's literally a couple of dozen acts or people that want to come and participate and perform here. They just can't accommodate the demand that it offers. And just, I guess, we'll pat Erica on the back here with this one. So for the last couple of years, the town center in 24 placed silver winner in the Philadelphia Inquirer Best of Mall Strip Center or Strip Center 2025. We were fortunate enough to get the gold medal. And then again, this year we've been nominated. We don't know how that's playing out. We hope well. In addition to the owner's marketing program, the King of Prussia District has been a major partner, fan of, supporter of the town center with a couple of their pet projects. The two we'll see here, namely, are deals with the KOP Hunger Food Drive, where they do the igloo garden on the green in the town center, heated opportunities for people to come and dine. this is always a major, again, there's not enough supply to support the number of people that want to participate in this. Rachel, I can't speak to this slide, so you're welcome to if you want.
Sure. Yeah, this is a highly successful event that we've hosted for the last few years in Town Center to raise money through our food drive. All of the reservation fees go through Open Table, and then we pass them along to the Upper Marion Area Community Cupboard. The demand for this event is quite high as well. We've extended it to 2 weeks. And this year we'll host this again in November, and we will be extending it even further, adding on an additional igloo to accommodate demand. So this has been a wonderful, long-standing partnership, and really a beautiful space for us to have a unique and very memorable activation that benefits the community. Do you want me to just continue rolling here, Adam?
Sure.
As part of our restaurant week, which benefits Children's Hospital of Philadelphia this year, it's changing names to be called KOP Cares Month in April. We also host a big block party, which is a closeout event for this campaign. Town Center is nice enough to allow us to shut down a lot of the major roadways. And we throw a huge family-friendly block party with activities and entertainment and sponsors and sampling galore. As you can see here, our block party that we hosted in April, we saw over 1,800 visitors come through during the time period of the event. And we were able to raise $4,000 additional on top of what we had raised through the restaurant and retail event for Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. You can see a few more pictures here of that event. And Adam and Erica, are there other things you'd like to add before we move along to Bob? That's the last slide that we have for you.
I think that's good. I think we can punt until perhaps, a little bit later.
Wonderful. Well, thank you both. And now I'd like to introduce Bob Hart, General Manager for King of Prussia Assignment Mall. Bob?
Good afternoon, everybody. Bob Hart. I'm the GM of King of Prussia Mall. Today, I'm going to give an update on the mall. Now, we've all heard about malls and that they're dying and they're all going away. And there's some truth to that. I mean, look in the Philadelphia area to Neshaminy Mall, Plymouth Meeting Mall, Exton, and others are all undergoing major changes. But that's only half the story. I mean, King of Prussia Mall is owned by Simon Property Group, the largest owner of shopping centers in the country. They got malls all over the place. The better malls in every market across the country are thriving and are doing the best they've ever done. And King of Prussia is in that lane. We experienced a record year in 2025, both in terms of sales increases, traffic, customers coming to the mall. So today I'm going to speak about some of the reasons why I think the mall's doing well and it's being successful. So we had two major openings in 2025. Italy opened in September and Netflix opened in November. This is the 14th Italy in the United States and the first Italy in the greater Philadelphia market. It's the only one around. And then Netflix, it's their first bricks and mortar store in the world. Since then, though, another Netflix has opened in Dallas and another Netflix is under construction in Las Vegas. These stores have experienced very strong openings, and I think it's a major reason of the success we experienced in the fourth quarter. They brought new customers to the mall. Besides Italy and Netflix, we had 30 new stores that opened at the mall in 2025. For example, Abercrombie & Fitch, Addicted, which is extremely popular and routinely has lines outside their store of teenage girls shopping there. It's unbelievably successful. Princess Polly, Tommy Bahama Marlin Bar, and Lululemon. Lululemon's not new, but they moved to a new location and they doubled their size. This is one of the biggest Lululemons in the country. Second reason, King of Prussia has evolved beyond a traditional shopping center. into a major hub for retail, dining, and entertainment. It's a major factor in solidifying our reputation as a premier high-end destination. So the mall has over 400 stores, of which 50 are restaurants. And so for years, our strategy was to combine retail and dining as part of the shopping experience. And it was successful. Well, now that's expanded to retail, dining, and entertainment. Besides Netflix, we've added Camp and Slumu. Camp's a children's entertainment concept focusing on children under 5 years old. And they have a bluey experiential concept that's been very popular. We have two other entertainment concepts that are currently under construction. Dick's House of Sport and Level 99 are both under construction at the former JCPenney building. Dick's House of Sport can be considered retail entertainment. They have a rock climbing wall, batting cages, golf simulators, etc. The customers that shopping there that can try out the merchandise or just have fun doing it. Level 99 is pure entertainment with dining and a bar. Overall, there's been strong experimental retailer from our customers, and I see that category growing in the future. Another reason for the mall's success is location. The term in real estate's location, location, location. All roads lead to King of Prussia. And that I also think is a reason not only for the mall, but for the bid, why the bid is so strong. All the turnpike, Route 202, 422, 476, they all lead here. And that's a major benefit that we're all benefiting from. Another reason that people shop at the mall, there are several stores operating at the mall where they're the only location in the market they're located. They're only located at King of Prussia Mall. People will drive longer distances to come to the mall, visit and spend more time at the mall. So besides Netflix and Eataly, which fall into that category, several of our anchors, but stores like Louis Vuitton, Cartier, and most of our luxury stores, but other non-luxury stores found in this concept are Viore and Alo Yoga that have had very successful openings that are doing very well at the mall. It increases our market share, and it's a major reason for the mall's success. Another reason, the growth of luxury retail at King of Prussia Mall is another reason for the mall's growth and success. The mall has had luxe retail since the early 90s, when Craftco expanded the plaza and brought in luxury for the first time and brought in Neiman Marcus and Nordstrom and Lord & Taylor, which is now Netflix. But in 2016, Simon did a redevelopment and made King of Prussia Mall one mall. They connected the court and the plaza, and we moved most of our luxury up to that connector, and it's done wonderful. I mean, the luxury stores took off and have performed very well. It's a very important category for us at the mall. The average sales of a luxe store is about 3 times the sales of a non-luxe store at the mall. So you can see how important it is to us. We're currently working on expanding luxury even more with other top name retailers that are not currently in the mall. Looking ahead, we are very bullish on 2026. The Philadelphia market will be hosting some amazing events this year that will drive tourism to our market. The PGA, one of the 4 majors in golf, will be held in Aronimink in May, just 20 minutes from the mall. Major League Baseball will host the All-Star Game in July. Philadelphia is one of the host cities for the FIFA World Cup. We're very excited about this. Our nation's 250th birthday in Philadelphia, with all the history, is going to bring people to this area. And then also Valley Forge National Park is celebrating its 50th anniversary this summer. And these events will bring people into our market. They'll be staying at the hotels. They're going to be visiting King of Prussia market area, and many will be coming to our mall. And finally, we have a number of new stores this year that are open. I'm not going to say them all, but Columbia is opening. That'll be the first Columbia, I believe, in this area. Rivian will be opening in a week or two, electrical vehicles. New Balance just opened, and Adidas, just to name a few. It should be a great year in 2026, and that's my update. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Bob. That was very informative. So now we are going to head into the Q&A portion of our time here together. We have a couple of questions that were submitted in advance. I think this is one that perhaps all three of you could chime in on. And maybe we'll start with Bob. How did Black Friday perform this year? We saw a little bit in She's slides. And were there any new trends in shopping behavior that you could speak to?
Yep. Black Friday is the busiest shopping day in terms of traffic of the year by far. It's still a tradition for many people. It was a record Black Friday. It was so busy. The mall was packed almost to the capacity. I mean, we're almost thinking of parking our employees off-site next Black Friday to accommodate so many people that came. The only thing I can tell, I mean, Black Friday used to be where all these stores had sales and there were lines of people lined up at 6 a.m. We're open from 6 to 9. So there were lines of people ready to come in at 6 o'clock. That has changed. There's not as, the Black Friday sales start early November and they run the whole month. So it's busy earlier in the morning on Black Friday, but it doesn't get like crazy until the afternoon. And but overall, the traffic's, it's at record levels on Black Friday. It was a very good Black Friday.
Thank you.
That little bit of a narrative on top of that, and we don't break it down by day, in an open air center, but just in the holiday season, if we just look at the month of December at the town center, some of our retailers, I'm just looking at notes, one of our traditional retailers, not food related, does 68% more business in the month of December than they do in any other month in the year. And several of our restaurants do range anywhere from 21 to 35% more in the month of December. So it just shows again what the holidays are, and especially for dining, you have a lot of parties and corporate events as well. Parties. So
Okay, thank you. Erica, anything to add, or should we go to the next one?
No, I mean, just going to piggyback off of, what Adam said as well, of just add the December months and just for a price per square foot of what the retailers do at King of Prussia Town Center. They all have synergy and play off each other. So you can see across the board that for the most part, all the sales trend in the same direction. You don't really see it going the other way.
Okay. This is a question specific to King of Prussia Mall. Bob, at a high level, are you seeing changes in spending across different retail categories?
I think, based on what I was saying earlier, that we're seeing the two changes that is luxury, with the luxury stores performing so well and their sales per square foot so high, is expanding. And the luxury wants to be next to luxury. We can't bring in a luxury store and put it over there, by Primark or anything like. They want to be next to Chanel or Louis Vuitton. They all want to be next to each other, and that requires us to expand the luxury area, move like aspirational tenants to new areas of the mall, and then put the luxury in. And that's what we're currently doing. And then again, entertainment. That's the new area that we're continuing to look into, and I'm sure we're going to see additional entertainment concepts at the mall.
Thank you. Adam, you've been involved with King of Prussia Town Center since its early stages. Does the project today look like what you originally envisioned?
yeah, I mean, in a positive way, yes. The initial strategy was, the big boxes are on the periphery of the project. And the layout of this center wasn't really dictated by the developer. The layout of the center was actually dictated by the township when the original approvals were received for this center. So the footprint of the project and where the buildings are located we kind of had to live with at the start. We did move the town square to the center at the beginning. It was actually down where the 301 apartment building was, and we felt it would be better at the 50-yard line, which is where it is, so that way all sides of the center could benefit from it. And then, the next part was to get new to market first, or at worst, second restaurants to market that hadn't been in the Philadelphia MSA previously, which we were fortunate enough to do. And as I mentioned earlier, those restaurants have not turned over. It's all the same, full service restaurants around the town center that candidly all are thriving. And then you have the smaller space fill-ins playing off of that. And the majority of, the goal was, look, to Bob's credit, to Simon's credit, you have a fortress mall with tenants that you're not going to be able to duplicate. So we, with Wegmans, with the daily needs, the town center has been more of a daily needs center with some retailers that, trade regionally like a Williams-Sonoma or a Nordstrom Rack or an REI, but it's mostly a very strong daily needs center, which is what we envisioned. Yes.
I have another question for the group. Why don't we can start with CBRE first and then transition to Bob. From your experience, what do potential tenants tend to see as different about King of Prussia compared to other suburban and city locations?
Well, I can speak to that from King of Prussia, as Bob mentioned, and we and Adam and myself mentioned, of just all the major thoroughfares that converge in at King of Prussia, where the mall is, and as well as the King of Prussia Town Center from an accessibility standpoint. If you're a retail rep and you need to put a store, you're not losing your job for putting a store in King of Prussia. The other thing is that you have the co-tenancy, you have the affluence around, and it's proven just from placer data and just data that people will travel to go there. So that's the difference, that just the accessibility of where the roads converge. Also, you do have the second largest office population over from the Philadelphia MSA. So from a daytime traffic standpoint, you also have the business there that retailers also like. Let's just say that their forecast is not as high for King of Prussia, but they'll still find, if you want to say, they'll still be able to pay the rent. A lot of times they pull from a marketing fund, because being in King of Prussia is definitely for billboard signage and to have that accessibility. And that's one nice thing about King of Prussia Town Center, is that you do have your own storefront, so you can walk by and you can see what the retailers are there without having to go through the whole complex.
Thank you. Bob?
I mean, the King of Prussia market area is dynamic. It's strong. I think the King of Prussia districts, has done a great job of enhancing this area in its existence, and it's helped this area. There's a lot of demand for people to come in here. People want to come to King of Prussia Mall. We still have to lease it, but they want to do it. It's a desirable area to come to, and it makes our job so much easier.
Okay. Bob, you spoke to this a little bit, but with the opening of Netflix House, how has that influenced traffic and shopping activity across the mall?
Netflix is happy. They're doing well. They're exceeding their projections, and they've been busy. And I think they're bringing a new customer, an added customer to the mall. It's entertainment. It's pure entertainment, and there's nothing like it around. So I think people are traveling longer distances to come here, especially on the weekends. They're a good group. They're good people, and they're doing a great job. So we're very happy with them.
Great. This is a question for Town Center, but maybe Bob, if you have something you want to add too. But the question is, how have hybrid and recent return to office work patterns changed retail demand at the Town Center?
I would say that, save for the first year back, from COVID. There's so many employees that in King of Prussia, even if everybody's not in the office, there's enough daytime population to serve town center that literally from 22 on, it's, been, even or slightly up the way, it goes up a few percent a year. But say for the one real year of being impacted by COVID, the town center has remained strong with visits. And again, a lot of that goes back to Wegmans. The Wegmans, people have to eat. People are going to be there a couple times a week. So it just helps everybody else.
Okay. We have a quick final question that I think we should get to before Chi has a couple more things to share with everybody. This is a group question. From an overall retail industry perspective, what unmet demand or gaps do you see in King of Prussia? Maybe Bob, you can get started first.
Oh, I feel like a broken record. I don't think they're unmet. I think they're opportunities, and the opportunity is more quality, well-known name luxury stores and more entertainment. And that doesn't mean the other ones don't count. There's so many other categories that are so strong at our mall. I mean, Zara, Lululemon, Vuori, Alo. That category excels. It is so strong. So I guess that's my answer. Entertainment and luxury. That's our focus at the current time.
Just
Great,
going to play on top of that. And again, it's because of the mall. I don't think there is a hole there. There isn't a use that's not there yet because the King of Prussia Mall will always get, well, always a long time. The King of Prussia Mall will get anybody looking to expand into the Philadelphia MSA. They will get first sniff of every tenant, be it Italy, be it Netflix, be it, when Dick's House of Sport wants to expand. So I don't know that there's an unrecognizable use at this point that's really not in King of Prussia yet because of that Fortress Mall.
Okay, great. Well, Erica, Adam, Bob, thank you so much. I'm going to toss it back to Chi, who has a few quick research items to share with you all.
Great. Thank you, Rachel. So just want to mention here, if you are interested into exploring more the data in King of Prussia, please visit our KOP data dashboard, where we provide insights across a wide range of topics. The next dashboard update is scheduled for the beginning of February, feature the latest available data. Also, if there is some additional information you are looking for that is currently not covered, feel free to reach out to me, and I'm always happy to help. And also, in the rest of 2026, we will continue to host the quarterly commercial webinars and reports. So as shown in the schedule, around the end of April, July, and October, our quarterly commercial report will be released the day after our commercial webinar. We will also deliver several comprehensive commercial reports this year, which each focus on a different industry, retail, life science, and office. So with an anticipated release dates in the beginning of April, July, and November. And lastly, on March 26, we will host our 2026 annual report to the community webinar, highlighting the district's work across our 5 programs last year, along with an updated Upper Merion community profile covering business, residential, and school district topics. So keep an eye on our e-news and LinkedIn for the announcement and registration details.
Wonderful. Well, this concludes our webinar. Thank you again for attending. Thank you again, Bob, Erica, and Adam. As a reminder, we will update or upload a recording of this to our YouTube channel. It will also be shared in tomorrow's Commercial Property Quarterly email. If you're not signed up for that, please visit our homepage to sign up to receive that. And you'll get more information about all of our activities through that. So Thank you again for joining us, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
Thank you.